that was going to fulfill her purpose, that was going to allow her to exercise her calling. And I knew that in that conversation we had to get to that point where we asked the question, well, what are you really called to do? What is your calling? Who do you really want to be in your life? What really does matter most to you? And I think what happens when most of us really answer that question, we come to realize that it doesn't matter if we're working at Taco Bell or Boeing or wherever it is, that if we're willing to get in touch with what we value and who we want to be in the world today and start living from that, we don't have to even bother about where to work, or whether to be with Miami or Cleveland or wherever it is. We follow our principles, and the right opportunities come. The right relationships come. And if they don't, then what do we have to look at? Back to our own principles to make sure they are in alignment with who we are and what we really want. Richard Bach, in his Allusions, famously says, "The simplest questions are the most profound. Where were you born? Where is your home? Where are you going? What are you doing? Think about these once in a while and watch as your answers change." And the reason that they change isn't based upon where we are, it's because of how we evolve, both around us and within ourselves. We have to learn to trust that where we are in our past is right for us today, and that yet each of us has a choice to live from something that isn't true to who we are, or with that which is in alignment with our highest vision and highest values for our lives. When we get caught up in questions such as, should I leave my job? Or should I leave this relationship? Or how should I spend the rest of my life? Or all these technical type of questions, I invite us just to throw those all out and to focus again on what's most valuable to you, what's most virtuous, and what's most sacred. And when you live from that, the choices demonstrate themselves. The actions demonstrate themselves. You begin to live in harmony with what is true to your own self. And as the saying goes, everything else falls into line. Some closing words from Jean Houston for us. She says, "Millions of people right now are experiencing a yearning and a desire to awaken to their unique gifts and offer them in service to the world, while at the same time living a life of joy and fulfillment. It's a surging of the human spirit, a virtual global awakening on a scale that no one has seen before. Simply put, people are longing to finally feel fully alive and to step into their unique purpose in life. It takes courage to be who you really are and to do what you came to do. We can no longer afford to become overwhelmed by all the changes going on in the world around us. We have outgrown the small story of our lives and the small selves to which so many have confined themselves. It is time to acknowledge that the universe resides within us. It is time to embrace higher ways of being for a new era. It is time to move through life motivated not by guilt or obligation, but by gratitude and an abiding zest for doing the things that are called forth by living out of our higher purpose." And the way that we start to do this isn't by making a new promise for today or for tomorrow, but it's by getting back to that first cause of our lives. Get back to the first cause in your relationship. Get back to the first cause in relationship to how you want to work in your life. Get back to your first cause and how you want to treat yourself and be treated perhaps in return. Get back to your first cause and what your central belief is about this thing called life and what it's capable of doing in your life. Move away from the old ideas of self, the old models of the divine, the worn out models of the way that we're supposed to live our lives all of the time, and get in touch with that way that your heart calls you to come first in the world. So just taking a prayerful moment, I invite us to again ask ourselves, what is the first cause in my relationships? What is the first cause in my work? What is my first cause in relationship to myself and to the world around us? Starting from this place, each moment that we can remember, I know that we build the strongest foundation possible for continued success, transformation, healing, forgiveness, and prosperity. We let it be in gratitude, and so it is. So thanks for your time, everybody. I'm looking forward to eating some chili